شعبة الA مو علي؟
لا
شعبة الB لو A؟
ايه لا البي.
الB اوكي. Class B, the last subject was pragmatics. Is it right?
Yes.
When we have reached
Directives.
directives?
Yes, sir.
It's today. Directives is today.
Yeah.
Okay. Student class B, who can give me some summary about pragmatics?
Yes now.
Your name?
فردوس حجر.
تفضل فردوس. Yes.
Yes. Pragmatism is a branch of linguistics which is the study of invisible meaning of what the speaker really implied and the listener understand. In many ways, pragmatic is considered with how we recognize what is mean even when it is not directly said or written.
Very good, ممتاز. Then can you give me example for this?
Pragmatic, okay.
Yes.
When I don't remember. Okay.
No, okay, مو مشكلة. لا تتذكرون مثلا yes your name? Your name?
محمد
محمد تقي. نعم.
For example, we have babies and toddlers for sales. It means the paraphernalia or the equipment or things that babies needs.
Well, yes, good. Like, for example, when someone sees an advertisement like babies and toddler for sale, okay? This doesn't mean that babies and toddlers themselves are for sale. Okay? It means what? It means clothes.
Yes, items for them.
Yes, or toys, for example, are for sale, not babies or toddlers themselves. So in a pragmatic, means that the pragmatic meaning is invisible meaning. It means what? It means that pragmatic is the study of invisible meaning, or how we recognize what is meant even when it is not actually said or written. يعني حتى الشيء إذا ما قيل وإذا لم يكتب, we know the meaning, the hidden meaning, the invisible meaning. The the listener knows the hidden meaning. So we call pragmatics the knowledge of the world. The knowledge of the world. Okay? Why do we call it the knowledge of the world? Who can tell me?
Yes now.
Yes, your name شكلك؟
فردوس حجر.
أي فردوس. نعم تدرس فردوس.
Because it's a study of invisible meaning, I think.
Yes. Because we know the meaning from life.
Yes.
طلاب إذا جاتكم شنو السبب؟ Pragmatics is the knowledge of the world because we know the meaning from life. هاي يقولوها. نعرف المعنى من الحياة. اوكي؟ يعني هسه احنا فور اكزامبل من قلنا انه الاطفال او الرضع للبيع. زين احنا من الحياه نعرف انه ماكو اطفال او رضع للبيع بالسوق. هاي الحياه علمتنا انه هذا الشيء ماكو. صحيح؟ طلاب؟
Yes,
Yes, sir.
صحيح. اذا هذا هو the knowledge of the world. اذا المعنى اللي نعرفه من الحياه. ايش نعرف احنا من الحياه؟ نعرف انه الاطفال مو للبيع، نعرف انه ملابس الاطفال للبيع، لعب الاطفال للبيع، الاشياء الخاصه للاطفال اذا كانت لعب واذا كانت ملابس واذا كانت اي شيء هي للبيع، لكن مو الاطفال. اذا هذا المعنى من الحياه انطلع، مو من الكتابه. اوكي؟ هذا this is the knowledge of the world. So why call pragmatics the knowledge of the world? Because we know the meaning from life. واضح؟ جيد. That's it. Yes, very good. هسه احنا عرفنا معنى اللي قلنا احنا ذاك الدرس السابق. We know, for example, the meaning of pragmatics. That is the study of invisible meaning, or how we recognize what is meant even when it is not actually said or written. Context. قلنا for example, how many contexts do we have in pragmatics?
Yes, may I? Yes, may I?
Yes, your name?
Me?
Iman Tarek.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Your name?
Benin.
Benin. Benin, Lebanon. نعم.
In context, we have two types of context. The first one, the linguistics context, or we can, it has another name, we call it the context. The context of the word is a set of the words used in the same phrase or a sentence. And also, the surrounding context has a strong effect on what we think the word probably means. So it's effect on the meaning that we know about the word. For example, we have the word bank. We don't know if the word bank it means maybe the bank of blood or the bank of financial institution. So we can know its meaning by the context, the surrounding words, and the same phrase. The second type of the context we call it the physical context. For example, if we see the word bank on the wall of the building in the city, we can recognize that this building is for a bank. It can influence our interpretation.
Good, very good. Yes. Thank you, Benny. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other students?
Yes, please.
Yes, your name?
Yusuf.
Hey, Yusuf Saf.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yusuf. Yes, Yusuf.
Yes.
Yes,
Context. Yes, context. We have two types of context. The first one, linguistic context, or we call it context.
Yes.
The context of the word of a word is a set of other words used in the same phrase or sentence.
Yes.
The surrounding context has this strong effect on what we think the word probably means. For example, when we see the word bank, we do not know that whether it means the side of the sea or the financial institution. And this context the word bank of its phone. So the second type of context is physical context.
Yusuf,
Yes.
a question. Before we go to the physical context, for example, the two words bank as homonyms, مو صحيح؟
Yes.
زين. How can we differentiate between a bank financial institution and bank side of this?
Yes, by the context of the sentence.
Yes, you can give me مثلا two sentences.
Yes. For example, Yes, please. Example. I go or I went to the bank yesterday.
I went to the لازم نقول مثلا نخلي في الجمل تذكر مثلا I go to the bank مثلا to cash money some money.
Yes. Exactly.
This means that this is financial institution.
Yes.
مو صحيح؟
Or yes, or I went to the bank to make, for example, a picnic or to travel.
Very good. It means what? It means side of the sea.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. ممتاز. Yes. Continue.
The second context, the physical context.
Yes.
Yes, we see the word bank on the wall of the when we see the word bank on the wall of the building. We can say this randomly. We can say this is a building of or means an influence of our interpretations.
Yes. Good. And then physical context يعني شيء مادي.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes. يعني when we see, for example, the word bank on the wall, على حائط, on the wall of a building, it means that is financial institution.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes. Very good. Thank you, يوسف.
Yeah.
Thank you. بعد اكو طالب يحب يعلق عن الكونتكست. إذن الكونتكست طلاب, how many types of context do we have? We have
Yes,
two
sir.
types. Yes. Your name?
Yes, Qasim.
نعم قاسم. قاسم شنو؟
Yes, context. Qasim Hassan.
نعم قاسم نعم.
Yes, context. We have two types of context. In fact, the first type called linguistic context or context, text of set of words used in the same phrase or sentence.
Yes.
So also we have, for example, the word bank. We don't know which bank the writer means, side of the sea or the financial institution. In this context, word also the second type of context, physical context. If we see the word bank on the wall or building in the city, the physical context will influence in our interpretation. For example, it means we can know the meaning from the figure or from the outside figure for the words. It is depend on the speaker, I think. When he wants to say something by using the signal sometimes to mean something different from we don't expect.
Yes. Good. Thank you قاسم. إذن طلاب عندنا قلنا how many types of context? We have two types, linguistic context, okay, or it is called context. يعني لازم تحفظون المصطلحات. لازم تحفظونها. المهمة هاي. Then here the context of a word is a set of other words used in the same phrase or sentence. And the surrounding context has a strong effect on what we think the word probably means. And for example, bank, side of the sea, or bank, financial institution, we can differentiate between these two meanings of words according to the context by using two words in different sentences. بجمل مختلفة. I go to the bank to cash some money, it means financial institution. I go to bank to enjoy beautiful time, it means side of the sea. Physical context, when we see the word bank on the wall of a building, it means what? It means financial institution. So this is what the concept of context. We go to another type of pragmatics, and this is important, it is diaxis. Diaxis.
Yes.
Yes.
ومن اللي مثلا عندنا ما شارك.
Me.
Your name.
How are you?
حواء نوري نعم.
Yes.
Yes, حواء.
Diaxes, there are very common words in our language. They cannot be interpreted. We don't know the context, especially the physical context of the speaker. And we have three types of diaxes. Number one, we have person diaxes. For example, him, them, those. And we have spatial diaxes. Spatial diaxes, for example, here, there, near, that.
Yes.
And we have temporal diaxes, for example, now, then, last week.
Good. زين. شو يفيدنا بهاي الدايكسز حواء؟
I think, for example, use this, for example, temporal diaxes
Yes.
in the sentences. Use
To know the
now.
time. To know the time.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We don't know the context and cannot be interpreted.
Yes. Without the speaker himself. The speaker.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you حواء. Thank you.
So,
Another students? Yes, your name? نعم اسمك.
اسمع ناظر.
اسماء نعم. Yes,
There are some very common words in our language that can't be interrupted at all if we don't know the context, especially the physical context of the speaker.
Yes.
There are words such as here and there, this or that, now and then, yesterday, today, or tomorrow, as well as pronouns such as you, me, she, him. Some sentences of English are impossible to understand if we don't know who is speaking, about whom, where and when. For example, you will have to bring it back tomorrow because she isn't here today.
Yes.
Out of context, this sentence is really huge. It contains a large number of expressions. You, it, tomorrow, she, her, today. That rely on knowledge of the immediate physical context of their interpretation. For example, that the delivery driver will have to return on February 15 to 660 College Drive, and etc. So expressions such as tomorrow and here are both examples of bits of language that we can only understand in terms of the speaker's intended meaning, so that depend on the speaker's meaning. And we have a different type of diaxes.
Yes. نسمع.
Before that, we have these notes. They are technically known as the expressions. Didactic expressions. Didactic expressions from the Greek word deixis, and we have different types. One is called person deixis. The second one is called spiritual deixis, and the third one is called temporal deixis.
ممتاز. Thank you very much, Asman. Very good. ممتاز.
Yes. May I?
Yes, your name?
Firdaus Haidar.
نعم فردوس.
The type of deixis is personal deixis when it's referred to the people, like for example him, them, or those. And we have special deixis referred to the word and the phrase used to point to a location, like here, there, or near, or that. And we have temporal deixis referred to the used to point to a time, like now or then, last week, and etc.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Then Firdaus Haidar.
Yes.
How many types of deixis do we have?
We have 3.
3 deixis.
Yes.
Yes. We have what?
People, person
deixis.
Yes, refer to the pupil, and we have a special refer to the location, and we have temporal refer to the time.
Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah. Another students? Who likes to comment on Dixes?
Yes.
Yes, your name?
محمد تقي.
نعم محمد.
Expression Dixes, for example, like we can call it expressions such as tomorrow and here, and are obvious examples of bits of language that we have only understand items of a speaker intended meanings. And
Yeah.
as we mentioned last time, it's also called expression. Dax is also called expression, and it's taken from, and it's called Dax is it's taken from it's a Greek word. It's a
Yeah.
Greek word, and we have
أصلها يرجع للإغريق.
yes, and we have three types of it. Personal Daxes, that is him, them, those, idiots. And we have partial Daxes like that's the rest of the location here, there, near, that. And temporal Daxes now, then, last week.
Very good. Thank you محمد. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, your name?
بتول.
نعم بتقول شنو؟
بتول عباس.
بتقول عباس.
We make a broad distinguish between what is marked as close to the speaker, like this, here, now, and what is distant, that, there, then. And we can also indicate whether movement is away from the speaker's location, like go.
نعم إنها go and come.
Also toward to the speaker's location, like come.
Yes.
For example, if you are looking for someone and she appears moving toward you, you can say, here she comes.
Yes.
And however, if she is moving away from you in
Yes.
the distance, you are more likely to say, there she goes.
Yes. Good. Thank you very much, Dr. Abbas. Thank you. Thank
Can
you.
I share, sir?
Yes, your name?
Can I share?
Yes, your name?
حوراء حيدر.
حوراء حيدر. نعم. حوراء حيدر.
Dixes. Yes, Dixes. There are some common words in our language that can't be understood at all. If we don't know the context, especially the physical context of the speaker. These are words such as the here, there, his, this, that, now and then, yesterday, tomorrow, as well pronouns such as I, you, my, me, she, him. Then, for example, you will have to bring it back tomorrow because she isn't here today.
Yes.
Out of context. يكون خارج السياق. This sentence is vacuum. It contains a large number of expressions. عدت احتمالات. You eat tomorrow, she here today. They dictate expression are divided into three types. We have the three types of dixes.
Yes. So, yes, three types. More, حوراء. Okay. احتمال انقطع الاتصال. Another students? Students class B?
Yes, may I answer you?
Yes, your name?
إذا قادر.
نعم أزهر. أزهر طارق. نعم.
إذا قادر أستاذ.
قادر العفو قادر. نعم.
Yes, براحتك. So the dictes word or phrases come on. To refer the time and place, then person, in the context, but it doesn't have any meaning out of the context.
Yes.
For example, the tomorrow and the there, then. So it will be don't you understand our text, and the meaning different according to the time and the place.
نعم. Yeah. How many types do we have Azhar of dixes?
We have three types of the dixes.
Yes.
Person's dixes like him, his, he, they, and special dixes.
Hey.
Then we can.
Excuse me, sir. سر انقطعت الكهرباء آسفة.
دكتور may I
اعتقد الناس انقطع بالقسم.
سر
يمكن صار عنده مشكلة بدنا ننتظر طلع شوي.
ها يعني الأستاذ هم راح؟
إيه هم ودع
ايه
وراي.
صار
انقطعت الكهرباء يمي.
أنا قعدت نص ساعة لقيت الكهرباء ماكو نت ماكو.
قبل
أستاذ
شوي
أكمل؟ أستاذ أكمل؟
شو اسمك؟
حورة حيدر.
حارات يلا حارات اوكي حارات طينا مثال شيء مثلا كم هي؟
We have three type of dixas, for example, for person and for temporary time. For
Yeah.
person, him, his, he, they, them, those.
Yes.
And for temporary time. Now, then, last week.
Yes. Okay, thank you حارات.
مناف.
سير
Yes, your name?
هدى يعقوب.
ها؟
هدى يعقوب.
هدى يعقوب نعم هدى.
There are some command words in our language that cannot be understood all of if we do not know the context, especially
Yes.
for list context of the speaker. There are words as here, there, this, and that. Yesterday, today, tomorrow.
Yes.
There are three types of this.
Diaxis.
Dices. Person like this, here, they,
Yes.
etc.
نعم.
Especially like now, than, last week.
Spatial diaxis like now, then, yes, last week.
And eternal dices.
Temporal diaxis. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. نعم thank you. إذا هسه طلاب الدايكسز هي words كلمات عندنا باللغة and this term diaxis إذا نريد نعرف أصلا منين جاينا it goes back to Greek origin. هاي الكلمة عندنا أصلها إغريقي. Okay. It has a Greek origin. Okay. This word is not an English word. مو إنجليزية جتنا من الإغريقية. It means that there are some words in language cannot be understood at all. مطلقا. If we don't know the context, معنى الكونتكست كم مهمة؟ المهمة يعني الكونتكست. Especially the physical context. معنى علم اعتمدنا على الفيزيكال context يعني الكونتكست المادية. اوكي وعلما للسبيكر للمتكلم context of the speaker. طلاب يعني هذه هنا عندك هاي الشيء مهم context of the speaker. اوكي هاي هنا عندنا احنا لازم نعرف يا هو الكونتكست of the speaker. المتكلم اذا المتكلم يعني if the speaker is not found okay we cannot know the meaning of the word. ما نعرف معنى الكلمات. ليش؟ لأن الكلمات ناخذها من المتكلم. المعنى ناخذه من المتكلم. These are words such as here, there. هاي مكانية. Spatial diaxis هاي للمكان. Here, there, this, that, now, then, yesterday, today, tomorrow. زين والمكان والزمانية مثل yesterday وزين و now tomorrow today as well as وكذلك البروناونز الضمائر مثل I, you, me, she, him, it. زين for example على سبيل المثال هاي الجملة مفهومة you will have to bring it back tomorrow because she isn't here today. مفهومة هاي الجملة طلاب؟ شعبة البيت؟ مين يقول لي
not it's not
It's another student.
عافية. It is vague. It is vague. هذه الجملة this sentence is ambiguous. مبهمة. زين من يقول لي who can tell me for example how many diacritics in this sentence?
Yes, may I?
Yes. وش اسمك؟
اسمها ناظم.
نعم اسماء قولي لي كم نوع diacritics موجودة بهاي الجملة؟
Okay, we have you.
هاي ايش نسميها يا نوعية من الدايكسيس؟
Pronoun diacritics.
نعم نسميها person diacritics.
person. We
نعم
have it.
الإيت هم كذلك شو نعتبرها؟ كذلك pronoun diacritics أو person diacritics. نعم.
And tomorrow diacritics.
نعم.
And she.
نعم.
And her. It is special diacritics.
نعم.
And today, tomorrow diacritics.
Very good. إذا بيها تقريبا 6 مو حسبناهم 6 أو 7. 1
6.
نعم 6 2 3 4 5 6. This sentence have 6 diacritics. هاي الجملة بيها 6 زين عبارات diacritics cannot be understood without the speaker. يعني يو منو اليو؟ اليو منو ما تعرفه، لأن هذا اليو والآي ما نعرفه إلا إذا كان المتكلم حاضر والمستمع موجود. زين الإت المن تعود، الإت المن تعود. التومورو يا يوم ساندي موندي تيوزداي فرايداي ما نعرف يا يوم. الشي منو هاي الشي؟ يا لازم اسم مثلا ليلى مثلا ندى. زين هير المكان وين؟ بالجامعة بالبيت بالسوق. today اليوم يا يوم احمدي today يعني السبت الاحد الاثنين ما نعرف مو صحيح؟ زين أنا هسه I ask you class B to change this sentence into a meaningful sentence. يعني لازم تغيروا لي هاي الجملة إلى جملة مفهومة. يعني هسه أنا من أريد أقراها أفتهمها. بهيج حالة شنو نسوي؟ من يقول لي شنو نسوي؟
yes we change the
أول شيء احنا نبدي بالطالب اسمك your name.
رأفت.
نعم رأفت. شو نسوي بهيج حالة رأفت؟
we identify the speaker and the listener by remove the, for example he and say for example Ali
عافية.
to make it understandable.
نعم يعني هسه رأفت
yes
رأفت
yes
هسه هاي الجملة قدامك تشوفها مو صحيح؟
yes
هاي الجملة هسه قدامك انت تشوفها.
yes sir.
اوكي زين هسه هاي اريدك هاي الجملة تخليني اني هسه من اقراها افتهمها.
اوكي
زين شلون بهيج حالة شت لازم تغير شكل دايكسز موجود بيها الى شيء مفهوم او معروف يعني اقدر افتهمه.
Ali you will
نعم.
have to bring the ball back tomorrow
ايه
or on Sunday because Samira isn't here here Sunday sir.
هير مثلا الهير عافيه كل زين انت بس عندك الهير لازم هم نعطيها اسم.
isn't
Yes.
here
يعني isn't for
this
example
place,
عندك
this
school مثلا
in school or in our house.
عافيه on مثلا on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. إذن yes, thank you رأفت.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Very good. بعد هسه رأفت قدر يغير الدايكسز expressions إلى شنو؟ إلى nouns. Yes. بعد أكو واحد يحب يحولها.
Yes.
Your
Yes,
name.
me.
Yes, اسمك. يوسف صافي.
نعم.
نعم يوسف.
Yes. For example, John will have to bring, for example, his book.
عافية.
His book, where? His book back tomorrow, for example, because Anna or because the teacher isn't in the school today.
In the school. Today لا عندك بقى today و tomorrow لازم تغيرهم.
Yes, tomorrow.
tomorrow تعطيها اسم.
Tomorrow, for example, Sunday.
Sunday. و today.
Today, for example,
أي يوم؟
Sunday.
Saturday.
For example, Friday, Saturday.
نعم. إذا لازم نعطي كل دايكسز نعطيه اسم.
Yes.
هاي بيا حالة if the speaker is not found.
Yes.
إذا كان المتكلم ما موجود. زين إذا كان المتكلم ما موجود يعني إحنا الجملة نقراها مو نسمعها. إذا كان المتكلم ما موجود والجملة إحنا نقراها ما نسمعها. In this case we have to, for example, to not use diaxes.
Yes.
لازم ما نستخدم الدايكسز. اوكي. لازم نعطي كل دايكسز نعطيه اسم حتى نعرف حتى القارئ يفتهم شنو المقصود.
Sir, and
Okay.
if the speaker are speaking.
If the speaker is found in the context.
What do you mean by this?
إذا كان السبيكر موجود.
Yes.
زين عيني إذا كان السبيكر موجود أنا بعد ما أحتاج أعطي الكلمة أعطيها اسمها. لأن for example the speaker and me I know what does he speak about.
Yes.
أستاذ بهاي الحالة مو نسميه
Give me an
reference.
example, sir, please.
نعم. يعني مثلا احنا for example we share the same knowledge. طبعا على ان يكون انه الموضوع اللي نتكلم به احنا اثنيناتنا ان عندنا معرفه به.
Yes.
مو صحيح؟
Yes. Can you give me an example with these sentences?
يعني اي for example هسه اذا انت وصديق الك اوكي؟
Yes.
انت وصديق الك تتكلمون مثلا عن درس اللغه. زين؟
Yes.
انت ما راح تقول له صديقك give me the book the study of language. البوك مو اسمه the study of language.
Yes, sir.
تقول له give me it. الات انت تعرفه ايش تقصد به.
Yes, I get it. Yes.
مو صحيح؟
Yes.
your name. رأفت. انت البوك انت تعرف انت وصديقك الات للبوك مو صحيح؟
Yes.
فماكو داعي بعد تقول له مثلا give me the study of language او for example the book of language.
Say that. Say, for example, give me the book language.
عافية.
It's
اوكي. Yes. Why?
Yes.
لأن أنت والمتكلم قاعدين بنفس المكان.
We know the same knowledge.
Yes. We share the same knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, yes.
Sir, can I?
نعم. You have an example?
No, some explanation. We have to give names for all these dexes if the speaker is not found.
طبعا نعم. إذا أنت المتكلم ما موجود وتجيك هي جملة كلها ضمائر you I وتجيك مثلا tomorrow و today وشي وهير وناو، زين، والسبيكر ما موجود، ما تعرفها. هاي كلها كلمات دايكسز، يراد لها شنو؟ يراد لها تعريف.
Okay,
صحيح؟
thank you.
Sir,
يعني
Yes.
حتى بالانشاء،
add something.
مثلا كتابه الانشاء، مثلا تقول اول ما تبدي ما يصير تبدي بهي لو شي. يعني
Yes.
مثلا تقول مثلا علي فور اكزامبل goes to the school، انطيته اسم اللي هي انطيته اسم علي اول ما بديت اول جمله. ثاني جمله يلا تقدر تقول هي،
Yes.
حتى تعرف انه الهي ترجع لعلي. بس راسا تبدي بهي، من هو الهي ما تعرفه.
Okay.
مو
Thank you.
نعم.
Yes.
Even if the speaker is available, but we don't share the same knowledge, or I don't know.
لا ما ترهم. يعني هسه انا احكي لك على موضوع انت ما لك علم به.
Let's say we meet for first time with the speaker,
يعني نعم.
for example, and he starts talking with this style. You will
Yeah.
have to bring it back. He
لا
have to bring the names, right? Or
yes.
identify the things.
Very good. نعم. If for example if we see for example a person for the first time,
Yes.
okay, and for example the second person doesn't know for example the subject matter, you have to give names at the beginning.
Right.
Now
I get it.
زين.
Thanks.
Oh yes. لان شنو؟ لان الشخص الاخر ما يعرف الموضوع اللي انت تتكلم به. اوكي.
Excellent. Thanks, sir.
yes بعد من نعم.
هنا مثلا بالجملة مثلا أحدث الشيء وأحط ماي سيستر، يصير لو همات يعني لا؟
يا هي هاي الجمله
هي بالجملة مال يو والله ها تصير شو تصير يو، تصير أحمد will have to bring a cat back Sunday because my sister isn't at school it's Friday.
انت because my sister، زين هنا انت my sister، هاي الماي sister لمن ترجع يا هو.
ها يعني مصر.
يعني انت قلتي مثلا احمد will have to bring car،
It's also a pronoun.
هنا ما يصير تقولين because my sister، تقولين because his sister.
اها تمام.
يلا تنعرف. بس my sister هاي الماي علما ما حد يدري به.
تمام.
لو تقولين his ترجع على احمد تصير ممكنه صحيحه.
اي تمام مشكور.
Or give a name.
or give name هم ممكن. yes. إذا طلاب out of the context this sentence is vague. vague معناتها مبهمة أو غير مفهومة. أوكي. كلمة vague معناتها مبهمة أو غير مفهومة. It contains a large number of expressions, Dix's expressions. You, it, tomorrow, she, here, today. The dialectic expressions are divided into three types. Person dialects مثل him و his و he و they و them و those. Spatial dialects, okay, as well as used to point to a time, now, then, last, is called temporal dialects. Okay. Spatial dialects هنا عندنا يعني المكانية مثل here و there. اوكي. لان المكانيات. والtemporal dialects الزمانية مثل now then و last week وذني المكانية. والبيرسون dialects اللي هي تخص الاشخاص مثل him و his و he و they و them. اوكي. و those. This is dialects. هذا ما نعرفه عن الدايكسس. اكو واحد عنده سؤال عن الدايكسس طلاب؟
Sir,
Yes.
can I ask you about the sentences if that types Dixis is right here? Like this, I have gone to the university today, but now I am backing to the home now.
دقيقة.
Yes.
بس I have gone to the university
Today.
to the university today?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I am backing to the home now.
بس دقيقة. but I شنو؟
But I am backing to the home now.
I am backing to home
the
now.
home. To the home now.
To the home now. نعم.
Is it right?
زين. الآي دايكسس.
Yes. About myself.
نعم.
Yes.
الآي دايكسس.
Yes. Go.
go I have gone هذا الفعل ما لنا علاقة به to the university مو دايكسس للجامعة.
Yes.
هاي مو دايكسس. هاي معروفة. today دايكسس.
Today. Yes.
today دايكسس يا يوم لازم تقول اليوم شو اسمه.
Yes, like today, Sunday, Monday, anyone.
لازم تعطيه اسم.
Sorry about
Yes.
this interruption.
Yes.
زين.
But
زين.
university, there is no
Yes.
name for university. There is no name.
شبيه to the university شبيه university.
There is many universities.
مو لا هنا مو شرط الا تحدد يعني يا يونيفرسيتي بس هي يعني جامعه كشيء عام. انا رحت للجامعه مو شرط اي جامعه تعطي اسمها.
اوكي.
لا مو هاي مو دايكسس. هاي مو دايكسس. هاي مثلا لو تقول لو هير يصير دايكسس. زين.
Yes.
نعم.
Yes.
but I am backing to home مو دايكسس يعني
Yes.
لكن now دايكسس. now.
No. Yes.
now دايكسس يعني now يا وقت يمتى. زين.
So.
yes هاي دايكسس. now
Yes.
تعتبر spatial تعتبر temporal دايكسس زمانية.
Now we have 3 diaxes: place, our time, our I person.
yes good. نعم عندنا person دايكسس I وعندنا وعندنا temporal دايكسس today و now.
No. Yes.
نعم لأن الدايكسس مود. yes اوكي. فهسه شو your name شو اسمك انت؟
نور الهدى مهدي.
نور يعني بمكان الاي مثلا نقول احمد.
Yes.
او هنا ما يصير احمد مثلا نقول فور اكزامبل ما نقول احمد وهنا الها بتصير هاز. احمد has gone to the university today. نقول مثلا Sunday but he is backing to the home مثلا. and now هم نشوف لها نقول مثلا مثلا نعطيها وقت مثلا نقول 10 o'clock.
Yes.
نقدر نقول afternoon sir.
afternoon هم مو مشكلة. اوكي. yes هاي yes thank you. بعد طلاب who has a question concerning diaxis؟ زين بسيطة الدايكسس طلاب لو بيها شيء قولوا لي عليه.
Yes, clear for me.
Good, very good. إذا نترك الدايكسس we go to reference.
Yes, may I?
Yes, Ustad. Yes, may I?
Please.
Yes, may I?
نعم. اسمك؟
رشا حيدر.
رشا حيدر؟
نعم أستاذ.
نعم رشا حيدر.
We have to define reference
نعم.
as an act by which a speaker or writer uses language to enable a listener or reader to identify something.
Yes.
To perform as act of reference, we can use proper noun. For example, Jomsky, Jennifer, Waskes, other noun in phrases. A writer,
Yes, my friend, the cat.
My friend, to the cat, or pronoun he, she, it. We sometimes assume that this word identifies someone or something.
Yes.
But it is more to say that for each word or phrase, there is a range of refers. The word Jennifer or friend she can be used to refer to many intentions in the word.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Ashrasha?
Yes, sister.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, may I?
Yes.
Your name.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, may I? Yes, sir.
Your name.
حورا
حوراء حميد.
حسن.
حوراء حميد.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, حوراء حميد.
Yes, we have can define the reference as an act by which speaker or writer to identify something. We can now reference by proper noun like Chomsky, Jennifer, Whiskers. Yes, or noun phrase, a writer, my friend, the cat.
Yes.
Or pronoun like she, he, it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. In here we doesn't identify anything by itself because it is reference depends on who is using it.
Yes.
We can also refer to things when we are not sure what to call them.
نعم.
We can use expressions such as the blue thing
نعم.
and that ASCII stuff, and we can even invent names. For instance, there
Yes.
was a man who always drove his motorcycle fast and loud through my neighborhood.
Yes. Good.
And was locally referred to Mr. Kowski.
Yes.
Yes. In this
كاوسكي.
case,
نعم.
yes, in
نعم.
this case, a brand name for motorcycle is being used to refer a person.
To person. يعني هنا يعني الاسم هذا كاوسكي. اوكي. مسز كاوسكي refers to a motorcycle. Okay, being used to refer to a person.
Person.
Yes. نعم بعد طالب thank you. حوراء.
Yes.
Yes, your name.
Yes, sir, may I?
Your name.
غدير جعفر.
غدير جعفر. نعم.
Reference is an act by which a speaker or a writer uses language to enable a listener or reader to identify something. To prefer an act of reference, we can use proper noun like Jennifer, like James or Leslie. Other nouns in phrases like a writer or my friends or the cat, pronounced he, she, it. We sometimes assume that these words identify something or someone uniquely, but there's something that called range of reference that the words my friend or any proper name can be refers to many entities in the world.
Yes. Okay. بعد.
Yes.
Yes, may I?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, your name.
زين
حوراء.
حسن.
ها؟
حوراء. ما أدري. زينب حسن.
حوراء. حوراء.
Yes.
زين
حوراء. Yes. حوراء
شنو؟
نوري.
حوراء نوري. نعم حوراء نوري.
Yes. As we said, Dixes, we don't know the person, we don't know a place. We assume that the use of words to refer people or place and times. But
Yes.
a reference as an act by which a speaker or writer uses language to enable a listener or reader identify something. For example, when we say Muhammad, Ali, or my sister, my mother, and the pronouns she, he, it. These words identify someone, or for example, school and the university refers to a place.
Yes.
Okay, and sometimes we can also refer to things when we are not sure to call them. Use color, for example, or use something refer to it.
Yes. For example, مثلا عندك
For example, something we don't know what is it. I say this green color or red color.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, good. Thank you very much, Hauranur. Thank you. ممتاز. Yes.
Yes, sorry, sir.
Yes, your name, Yusuf?
No. Sir, I have something to say.
Yes.
Sir, there's some students want to share, but they don't have any chance to share with us. So we should give them
Why?
a chance to share with us.
الرابط احتمال؟
No. I meant with here.
موجودين؟
Yes.
زين أنا دائما أقول يعني حتى من المشارك من الكذا أي واحد
Yes, exactly. They when they all of them talk they شو نقول يروحون.
مثلا هسه من المشارك خليه يقول.
Okay. That's okay. No.
Yes. أنا أنتظر أي واحد من المشارك أنتظره هذا يجي يشرح لي. Okay.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Yes, your name.
Yes, sir. عفوا الأكرم.
Your name شنو؟
عفوا الأكرم.
أصيل أكرم. نعم.
Yes.
إيه أصيل.
We have reference as an act by which a speaker or writer uses language to enable a listener or reader to identify something like Chomsky, Jennifer, other nouns in phrases like a writer, many friends, the cats, or pronouns like she, he, it, and we sometimes assume that these words identify someone or something unequally, but it is more accurate to say like a range of references. The words Jennifer or friends or she can be used to refer to many entities in the word.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, كملي. As we observed earlier.
As we observed earlier, expressions such as the word doesn't directly identify anything by itself.
Yes.
Because its reference depends on who is using it.
نعم. We can also refer to things when we aren't sure what to call them. We can use expressions such as the blue things and that icky stuff, and we can even invent names. For instance, there was a man who always drove his motorcycle fast and loud throughout my neighborhood and was locally referred to Mr. Kawasaki. In this case, a brand name for a motorcycle is being used to refer to a person. Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Asli. Yes. Thank you. Very good. بعد هو Yes. Your name.
صفاء.
نعم فاطمة صفاء.
Reference: the act by which a speaker or writer use language to enable a hearer or reader to identify something. The referring expression actually provides a range of reference that is a number of possible referents. For example, there is a beautiful girl waiting for you in building.
بس دقيقة فاطمة، أنت هسه بالرفرنس لو بالرفرنس؟
Yes.
بالرفرنس
Yes.
مو صحيح؟
Yes.
لان اول شيء الرفرنس هي شنو هي التعريف مالتها؟
To refer the reader or hearer identify something.
To define something.
Yes.
Yeah, either by using names or pronouns. مو صحيح؟
Yeah.
Yes. اي كملي.
We have to define reference as an act by which a speaker or writer use language to enable a listener or to
Yeah.
identify something. To perform an act or reference, we can proper nouns or pronouns. We something assume that this word identify someone or something uniquely, but it is more acquired to say that for each word or phrase. There is a range of reference. The word Jennifer or friend or she can be used to refer to many entities in the world.
No.
We can also refer to things when we are not sure what to call them, or we can use expressions such as the blue thing and that icky stuff, and we can even invent names. For instance, there was a man who always drove his motorcycle fast and loud through my neighborhood, and was luckily referred to Mr. Kowski. In this case, a brand name of motorcycle is being used to refer a person.
Good. Yes. Thank you, Fatma. Thank you very much. بعد, any other students? Yes, your name. Yes. ها؟ ما اسمع بس شوية صوتك.
مستر علي.
تيسير. وهج.
Yes, sir.
وهج شنو؟
وهج عقيد.
نعم وهج نعم.
Yes, sir. We have reference. We have to identify reference as an act by which speaker uses language to enable listener to identify something, to perform an act of reference. We can use proper nouns like whisker.
Yes.
Whiskas. We sometimes assume that this word identifies someone or something unequally, but
Yes.
it is more accurate to say that for each word or phrase there is a range of reference. The word Jennifer or friend or she can be used to refer many entities in the world, as we observed earlier, and expressions such as the word doesn't directly identify anything by itself because it is reference depends on who is using it. We can also refer to things when we are not sure what to call them. We can use expressions such as blue thing and that icky stuff, and we can even invite names. For instance, there was a man who always drove his motorbike fast and loud through my neighborhood, and was luckily referred to as Mr. Kawasaki. In this case, a brand name for a motorbike is being used to refer to the person.
Yes, thank you very much, وهج عقيد.
You're welcome.
Yes. Then reference طلاب reference هي reference can be defined as an act by which a speaker or writer uses language to enable listener or writer to identify something. يعني احنا من خلال السبيكر او الكاتب ينطي اسم لشيء حتى احنا نعرفه شنو هذا الشيء. Okay, uses language اللغة to enable listener or writer to identify something. To perform an act of reference حتى نأدي هذا الشيء. To perform an act of reference, we can use proper nouns الأسماء الشخصية such as Chomsky, Jennifer, Wisaks, for example. These are names of persons, okay. أو أي اسم يعني هذا مثلا الأسماء العربية علي، حسين، زين، منى، ليلى إلى آخره. Okay. To call for example a person أشخاص. Other nouns من phrases عندنا كلمات أخرى مثلا writer, my friend, the cat. Okay. هم كل ذني are nouns used for what? For references or pronouns مثل he و she و it. Okay. Sometimes nouns for example takes range of reference. Okay, range of reference. Well, for example, the words Jennifer or friend or she can be used to refer to many entities in the world, as we observed earlier, such as the war. Okay, doesn't directly identify anything by itself because its reference depends on who is using it. احتمال مرات يعني الكلمة تأخذ أكثر من reference. It has more than one reference. Okay. مثلا اكو مثلا كلمات مثل for example there was a man who always drove his motorcycle. كمثال as an example there was a man who always drove his motorcycle fast سريع and loud through my neighborhood and was locally referred to as Mr. Kowski. هو هذا مستر كاوسكي اوكي يسوق الماطور السريع، لذلك اجت اسم مستر كاوسكي على الماطور قام يسموه مستر كاوسكي زين طبقا الى هذا الشخص. يعني هسه الماطور يسموه مستر كاوسكي طبقا الى هذا الشخص لان يسوقه بسرعه، فاجت التسميه هذا الشيء اللي هو الماطور سيكل اجت تسميه مستر كاوسكي بسبب هذا الشخص، صارت رفرنس. هاي مستر كاوسكي صارت رفرنس علما للشيء اللي هو الموتورسيكل. اوكي، اذا الرفرنس هو المتكلم يستخدم شيء كلمه باللغه يشير بها الى شيء يفتهمه المستمع، سواء كان pronoun سواء كان person nouns يعني اسماء شخصيه or pronouns or phrases. اوكي
يس
يس طلع
يس استاذ بس يعني مثلا عندنا مثلا جيفارا
نعم جيفارا ممكن
نقول له مثلا اعطيني جيفارا يعني معناها اعطيني الكتاب ما اللي خاص اللي هو سواء جيفارا، مو صحيح؟
ممكنه هاي طبعا اعطيني يور تشومسكي.
تمام.
نعم اعطيني يور تشومسكي يعني ما اقصد به الكتاب، اقصد العفو ما اقصد به تشومسكي الشخص، اقصد به الكتاب.
يس اكزاكتلي.
نعم زين
ثانك يو.
يس هاي طبعا الرفرنس والانفرنس وحده داخله بالثانيه، الرفرنس والانفرنس متداخلات وحده بين الثانيه. اوكي
زين ممكن توضح لنا شلون بالضبط؟
متداخلات لان اثنيناتهم نفس المفهوم. المفهوم شنو هو؟ الشيء والاسم. نعم انت شنو انت عندك كل شيء الى اسم، مو صحيح؟ صح. كل شيء موجود، ماكو شيء موجود بالدنيا ما له اسم. صحيح. اوكي فالرفرنس
يعني نعرف المعنى من خلال الجمله اللي بعدها، من خلال الكلام اللي بعد الاسم او الشيء.
طبعا
هذا شيء له اسم
نعم احنا منين نعرف الشيء؟ نعرفه من خلال الاسم الموجود له. زين هسه احنا عندنا قلنا الرفرنس هي can be defined as an act by which a speaker or writer uses language to enable listener or writer to identify something. زين شلون تصير؟ to perform an act of reference we can use proper nouns يعني الاسماء الشخصيه مثل تشومسكي، جينيفر، ويساكس، هاي يعني كمثال. other nouns مثل writer, my friend, the cat or pronouns مثل he و she و it. okay sometimes Yes.
أستاذ في حالة استخدمنا بالريفرنس البروناونز بهيج حالة يعني تقدر أعتبرها هم داكسيس؟
احنا بنستخدم البروناون زين
طبعا
بس
تصير داكسيس.
احنا استخدمناها نعم بس ما نستخدمها بالبدايه لازم قبلها نعطيها ريفرنس يعني هي لازم قبلها اكتب مثلا علي او حسين.
قصدي إنه مثلا الكلمة اللي بالجملة عادي إنه تصير انفرنس وعاد تصير ريفرنس وعاد تصير داكسيس يعني عادي كل واحدة منفصلة.
اذا كل واحده
يعني
منفصله يعني اذا استخدمت الهي بدون ريفرنس لها يعني الهي وحده استخدمتيها ما لها اسم قبلها مثلا خليتي هي الهي من هو هذا ما له قبله شيء.
أوكي تمام.
اذا ما له يصير دايكسس.
يس.
نعم بس اذا له شيء يصير ريفرنس يعني مثلا قلت علي is a good student he studies hard الهي ريفرنس ولا مو ريفرنس؟ ريفرنس لمن؟ العالي زين لكن اذا شلت علي وبقيت بس الهي شو تصير الهي؟
دايكسس.
تصير دايكسس زين؟
يس.
فاحنا الريفرنس عندنا كلش مهمه باللغه. شلون مهمه؟ ما نعرف الاشياء الا بمسمياتها. زين؟ اما اذا شلنا الريفرنس راح يصير دايكسس ما لها مسميات راح تصير مبهمه. واضح طلاب؟
Yes it's clear.
Yes sir. هسه ناخذ موضوع اخر هو تقريبا متداخل وياه اللي هو الانفرنس. الانفرنس يعني اذا سامعين باللغه العربيه الفراسه. شنو هي الفراسه يعني معناتها باللغه العربيه الفراسه؟ الفراسه معناتها يعني نعم
استاذ فصاحة اللسان.
ما سمعت. فصاحة لا مو فصاحة لا.
يس.
لا
الارتجال.
الفراسة يعني معناتها نعم.
الارتجال.
لا الفراسة معناتها خلينا نقول شلون سرعة البديهية او الذكاء.
الاستاذ هو الارتجال يعني يحكي شيء ما متوقع انه يحكي. if there is some poets
لا ذيك الارتجال ذيك عند الشعراء يرتجل بالقصيدة ارتجالي هاي عند الشعراء لكن الانفرنس
احنا عندنا نقول يقفها هي طايرة احنا بالعامية.
بالضبط عافية اي عافية هاي صحيحة يلقفها وهي طايرة.
اوكي.
وانا على بالي 100 يركب الحصان.
يعني يلقف المعنى وهي طايره هيك. هاي الانفرنس. فهي باعوا inference can be defined as an additional information used by the listener منين تستخدم من المستمع to create a connection between what is said and what must be meant. هذا التعريف كلش مهم. اوكي هذا التعريف هنا مهم جدا. can be defined additional information يعني معلومات إضافية منين تستخدم من المستمع to create connection يربط. شلون نقول يلقفها يربط to create a connection between what is said and what must be meant ما قيل وما يجب يعني تحليل الشيء.
شلون واحد موجود غير بالكتاب؟ الكتاب موجود
زين. for example if you are studying linguistics إذا أنت كنت تدرس علم اللغة you might ask someone can I look at your Chomsky. هاي تشومسكي شو تعني تشومسكي؟ هو الشخص يعني الرجل تشومسكي ولا الكتاب؟
Yes, may I?
Yes.
The book of course.
عافية. إذا هنا أنت لقفتها صحيح لو لا؟
ما خليتها تطير.
لقفتها المعنى. تشومسكي هنا ما يعني الشخص، يعني الكتاب. إذا هذه هنا تشومسكي اعتبرت ريفرنس وانفرنس. زين؟ and get the response sure it is on the shelf over there. هاي طبعا بعد بينت الشيء انه الكتاب مو الشخص، هو عرف. زين هاي هنا بينت هو عرف. زين معقول الشخص عرف؟ it is on the shelf over there. This example makes it clear that we use names associated with things. We use the name Chomsky to refer to things. هاي هي الانفرنس. واضحة ولا لا؟
Sir, what's about this example with things salat to refer to pupil?
عافية. ايه بالمطعم.
Yes.
بالمطعم مثلا يقول له يابا for example salad. Okay for example he is sitting at the last of the restaurant. One salad for the one sitting at the last of the restaurant. يعني يقول له شلون يقول له السلطة هي الزلاطة. زين هذا ما يقصد بها الزلاطة، يقصد بها الشخص اللي طلب شنو هو؟
Yes right.
نعم اللي طلب هاي الأكلة. مو صحيح؟ هسه احنا حتى بالمطاعم من قبل المطعم يقول له مثلا كباب اول واحد. مو صحيح؟ هاي موجوده عندنا. يستخدم اسماء الشيء يقصد بها للناس.
Yes.
يستخدم اسم الشيء يقصد به للناس.
Yes, for example, we saw Shakespeare in London.
عافية.
He refers to his book.
بالضبط ممتاز. Yes, very good محمد. Nice, good, very good. We saw Shakespeare in London. شكسبير صار له ميت بال 1500 سنة.
Yes.
مو هاي نقصد بها كتاب شكسبير مو شكسبير.
اوكي.
بالضبط هنا شلون هسه بالانفرنس مال الانفرنس ذا مستر كاوسكي هو الماطور مو الشخص. زين فهنا عندنا الاشياء تستخدم للاشخاص. هاي احنا نسميها الانفرنس. لازم من يعرفها؟ لازم يعرفها الليسنر المستمع. شلون يعرفها؟ make a connection between what is said and what must be meant. يسوي ربط بما قيل. يس لازم يربط بين الشيئين. اوكي طلاب؟ واضح طلاب لو لا؟
That's okay.
Very good. زين. احنا هسه ناخذ غيابكم طلاب شعبة البيمو. نعم.
Yes sir. After that.
بس شو اسمك يعني؟ your name؟
هدى يعقوب.
هدى اي يعني شنو هدى؟ شنو
يعني شلون تجي أسئلة عن هذا الموضوع؟
هذه الأسئلة يعني اما تجي تعريف او يجي مثلا خلينا نقول مثلا هاي مثلا can you look at your Chomsky. هاي الجملة. زين هاي الجملة. شوفيها هاي الجملة. اوكي اقول لك شنو هنا تشومسكي شو نسميها؟ شو تسميها؟
نعطيك الاسم الموضوع يعني.
عافية تعطيني اسم الموضوع.
زين استاذ بلا زحمة عليك. زين مثلا اذا جت الجملة كان اي لوك ات يور تشومسكي يصير نقول انفرنس ورفرنس اثنيناتين لان اثنيناتين قريبات.
هن متداخلات.
يعني اذا نقول الاثنيناتين عادي صحيحات اثنيناتين. بس
الاصح هي الانفرنس. هي عبارة يعني الانفرنس الدرجة الأولى والرفرنس الدرجة الثانية.
يعني مثلا اذا كتبنا رفرنس تعتبر صح ولا خطأ؟
لا لازم تقول لي انفرنس. مو هي الرفرنس
وهي متداخلة شوي يعني.
محمد
يس
محمد الرفرنس هي مقدمة للانفرنس.
تمام.
الرفرنس هي مقدمة. الرفرنس هي
نكتبهم اثنيناتهم وحده بصف الثاني.
ممكن تكتبين اثنيناتين تصير عصا.
تمام.
نعم زين.
اوكي.
يس. اليوم ايش قد اليوم 4 بالشهر؟
يس
4
سنة 2020 ما ترى تهدنا استاذ.
سنة 2021
ما ترى تهدنا.
رأفت موجود.
يس
رأفت رعد. لا اوكي لا رأفت اوكي جيد. رشا حيدر عبد الحسين.
نعم استاذ.
نعم رشا عندك غيابات.
اي نعم استاذ.
دير بالك.
بس يا وين الكهرباء؟ اي نعم.
اي بس يعني ما احنا شو نسوي، بس هل نقدر عليه. زهراء احمد عطيه ان شاء الله. زهراء احمد عطيه